Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, the Horror Boy. Welcome back to some more reviews, and today we're getting back to some more requested reviews. Took some time off, took a few days off because this last week there was a lot going on. Very bad week, very stressful week, and a very emotional week. A lot happened last week, and one of the things that happened was my dog had passed away, my dog Brutus, and it took a toll on me. It was a lot, so I had to take some time off for that. But yeah, this video is dedicated to my dog Brutus. Rest in peace to him. He was a good dog. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. But yeah, I wanted to get back into the swing of things and get back to requested reviews. And one of the requested reviews I had gotten was of a Polonius Brothers films. Now, Polonius Brothers, they've made plenty of these well-known low-budget films. Pretty much one of the first people to really utilize the home video market and shoot low-budget movies and release them through that way. And really one of the first people to actually do that. And you would see future movies and future studios and people get inspired by these movies to pretty much show that you don't need $1 million to make a movie. You don't need $50 million, to make a film. Evil Dead has showed us that. Dawn of the Dead, Halloween. There's so many movies. Friday the 13th. Most of those movies didn't even have $1 million budget. So, and this is a significantly low budget. This is a very, very low budget film. And this was requested by my good friend, Gid Dahmer. Really great friend of mine. Known him for a while now. He's really talented. Makes a lot of great content. He's done all kinds of stuff. I really enjoy his video editing skills. He's done all kinds of videos in the past I've really enjoyed. His voice acting is phenomenal. He's working on a couple movies right now, so hopefully when those come out, I can give him a watch and give him a review for him and support the movies he's making, because he's put a lot of passion into them. And he's put a lot of heart into his movies, and I can really get behind that and respect that. But yeah, Gid Dahmer, great guy. Thank you so much for the request, man. This is definitely a really fun movie to watch. And Polonius Brothers movies, again, I've heard of their movies. Stuff like Woodchipper Massacre, I've heard of that. Feeders, heard of that one. Cannibal Campout. Never really heard of this one, though, Splatter Farm, so I didn't know anything going into this movie. And before we get into the actual review, I wanted to show you guys some of my pickups from Spirit Halloween. Went to a local Spirit Halloween and picked up some stuff. Not a whole lot, but picked up some stuff. One of the other things I picked up I want to save for an upcoming live stream. So I'll save that for a live stream. But I did want to show you guys some of this other stuff that I have over here that I picked up from the Spirit Halloween store. So if you have a local Spirit Halloween near you and you're a horror fan, I would strongly recommend that you give Spirit Halloween a visit, because it is phenomenal. Like, as soon as you walk in, you are just surrounded by all kinds of cool stuff. They have, if you're wanting to maybe do, dress up for Halloween, stuff like that, they have costumes in there. They have replica masks. They've got all kinds of replica signs and knives and gloves and all that stuff. They've got masks, like walls of masks. They've got merch for like Halloween and It and Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play, and I've seen a lot of Pennywise merch. So if you're a big fan of Pennywise, there's a lot of Pennywise stuff in there. And I want to point out, they had great prices too. So that was awesome, just visiting there. And if you haven't been to a Spirit Halloween yet, you need to go, man. It's phenomenal there. You can find all kinds of cool stuff there. But here is just some stuff that I picked up. First thing I want to show is, this is a mask that my brother picked out, and he's actually going to be using this for his costume this year. But he picked out a really cool gas mask which is really cool. I mean, the material it's made out of is not cheap. Quality detail in the mask, and kind of reminds me of the My Bloody Valentine mask just a little bit. So we got that. Then I had gotten just a couple things here and there. Got a little Jason Voorhees coffee mug, which I'll be using for the reviews, just so that I can, have the full thing going on. Got the shirts most of the time. I'm wearing an Ed shirt today. Got my horror cup, the horror background, the horror boy. No, that was awful. I am so sorry for doing that. But, yeah, got the, Jason Voorhees mug, the coffee mug, and then I also got this. Now, I'm going to have to put the microphone down for just a second, but I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys, I promise. But yeah, I'm going to get this on real quick so that you guys can have a look at it, because I had an old one, but it was like a real cheap one. Finally was able to pick this one up, but I got a Freddy glove. Yeah. Not metal, but I will say this. If you're trying to save some money, and plus they didn't really have metal ones there, but I'm actually really cool with this one because it looks phenomenal. So I think that I'm fine with this one because just the detail on it, and just how it looks. Now, I had another one before. I know this is like taking a lot of time. I'm going to make it quick. But I had an old one of these. But it was like a really cheap one. And it got broke within like 5 days after I got it. But this, if you're trying to save some money and get a replica glove, maybe add some details to the glove if you want some more. But overall, I really enjoy it. I think it's cool looking. So yeah, I got myself a Freddy Krueger glove. So I got that stuff. So I'm going to put this down real quick. And then we shall get into the movie review that you guys all came here for. So sorry I had to go through all that. I just figured I'd show you guys my pickups from Spirit Halloween. But how much time did that take up? 7 minutes. Oh my god. Alright. Well, I mean, really the review probably won't be tremendously long because Splatter Farm's a very straightforward movie. Splatter Farm, 1987 film, gets a 4.6 on IMDb. As I said right before, directed by the Polonier brothers. Also, there's a directing credit by Todd Michael Smith, who also played Jeremy in the movie. And I don't know much backstory behind this movie, but I can tell you guys that the budget really isn't too high. But it didn't really need to be. This was still a very fun movie. Of course, if you're going into this movie expecting fucking like grade A acting and grade A special effects and any of that, this is not that kind of movie. But the kind of movie that it is a damn fun, low budget slasher film that I had a lot of fun watching. And, it's cool that, this movie was able to be entertaining despite the fact that there probably wasn't a lot of budget for a abundance of characters. There's really only like 5 characters in this entire movie. And the story is very basic, and the killer doesn't really have a look to him. But I think what this movie does have is the entertaining acting and the entertaining performances by everybody, because you can tell the acting's not the greatest, but I don't think it really needed to be. I think it was just fun the way that it was and made for a fun experience. And also the movie is only 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's kind of barely a movie, so the runtime wasn't really an issue, except for maybe towards the end of the movie is where it got, maybe the runtime kind of got into the problems a little bit, but the whole movie as a whole wasn't a bore and a chore to sit through. It wasn't boring. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I mean, first of all, they still do have practical effects in this movie. Now, do all of them look realistic? No. Most of them look like, mannequin and stuff like that. But there's just something fun about that going on. And the fact that they said, alright, well, we don't have a budget to do all this stuff. Let's just put some gore in there. And I love that attitude. Like, let's just put some gore in there. Let's have some acting that is entertaining as fuck. Let's have some bonkers, crazy shit in this movie. There's some insane shit in this movie. Shit that usually isn't in slasher movies that I'll get into. But, like, they do, like, incest angles. They do necrophilia angles. There's a moment where, like, one of the leads... Well, both of the leads, actually, both of them end up getting raped in a way, but... I guess I'm going to set spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen Splatter Farm, you know, you're missing out. But I didn't give details about any of that stuff, so I guess this is kind of it's a 1987 film. If you haven't seen Splatter Farm yet, I'm going to be spoiling it just for this review because it's Splatter Farm. It's an 87 movie. If you haven't seen Splatter Farm, it's free on YouTube. It's easy to watch. It's a short movie. Go watch it. But yeah, Splatter Farm, like I said, there was just bonker crazy stuff going on in this movie that made it really entertaining. The story is very basic. You got two twins. They are... I like how they have, like, oh, we gotta make them, like, partying hard teens and show that they're, you know, they're badass teens. So what? We'll get a shot of, like, someone smoking a cigarette, and then the other person is just, like, passed out drunk, and everywhere they go, they're drinking whiskey. Even in the shower, they're drinking whiskey just to show that they're, like, partying and stuff. Really entertaining opening to the movie. But they go out to visit their aunt. And when they go out there, they found that there is this guy named Jeremy there who's a little messed up in the head. And Jeremy is a psychopath killer. But then you find out that the aunt is kind of a psychopathic killer as well. And you're wondering... They act like they've actually been out there before. Like they've actually went out there and visited their aunt before. That's what they act like. So it's like you're wondering... Did she just become crazy one day and they just go out there and they're like, oh yeah, she just acting weird this time for some reason. I don't know. It was, if you try to look into the story too much, I'm just going to say it's going to drive you nuts. But this is just one of those movies that to me I enjoyed because it kept the bare basics. I told y'all, it doesn't really take much for me to enjoy a movie. As long as you have the bare basics and you entertain me, you make me laugh, you make me... in this movie's case, cringe at certain points and just be like, what the fuck is going on here, you know? If you entertain me and you make it still an experience as a film, you know, you got me. It's not much. As long as you don't make your movies boring and dull and not having any fun, or if you make remakes that just reshoot everything that the original movie did, I'm like, well, then what's the point of me even watching this at that point? There's very few things in movies that will just make me go, no, I'm not a fan of this movie. But this movie was entertaining. And I'll keep saying that because it was funny. It was a blast to watch. And there were also moments that legit will shock you and legit will horrify you. Like I said, both leads, in a way, get raped. And I didn't expect that happening. And it's also like this. It's just the way it plays out. It's like disgusting and shocking. It's definitely gonna shock you if you see these. If you ever see this movie, it's pretty damn crazy. A lot of the deaths are like insanely gory. People getting their heads cut off. People getting disemboweled. So if you're into gore, there's definitely gore there. Not the most realistic gore, but there's definitely gore there. But, so it has that. There's some insane, bonkers, crazy moments. Like, the end of the movie is a twist where, again, I don't know if I want to get into it too much, but the twist of the movie is crazy because you think about it, you're like, okay, how does this family line connect? Because this twist kind of made it fucked up in a way, you know? But the ending twist is bonkers. Every death scene is like insane. Like when a head gets cut off, the killer will do something to the head, and it's disgusting and crazy, over the top. If you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Or a decapitated or a chopped off hand. They could have something with that as well. He like puts that somewhere. It's like, oh, okay, what the fuck, you know. So that kind of it is a crazy movie in that regard. There's insane stuff going on. There's actually some truly horrifying moments in this movie. that I'm pretty sure will shock you. But yeah, it's a movie that doesn't let its budget limit it. It's still got some entertaining stuff. Is it grade A? Is it phenomenal? Is it a masterpiece? No, but not every movie is going to be like that. And I understand that. And I also love low-budget horror. I just do. There's something about low-budget horror that I think is fun, that has a charm to it, that's entertaining. And this movie definitely nails all those things. It's entertaining. Bare minimum to the point entertaining. And fun and hilarious. Just a really entertaining movie that I definitely recommend. But yeah, Gid, thanks so much for recommending this movie. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I'll definitely check out the other recommendation that you left for me as well. But anyways, thanks so much for watching the review, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Anyways, if you've heard this movie, let me know your guys' thoughts on this movie in the comments below. If you haven't, then go check it out. It's a really fun movie. And very disturbing at the same time. But yeah, I'd give it probably a 6.5. I wouldn't rate it on like quality because it is a lower budget movie, but it is still fun. It's still entertaining. Yeah, definitely memorable. Not forgettable at all. But anyways, thanks for watching the review. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good night. And Explorer 4 is out. Peace, guys.